I'm Sadie Mae with the Awesome Orange, and this week I have an awesome build for you. We are going to build a deck. None of us have built a deck before, but with the help of Simpson Strong Tie and their design software, we designed a deck, we built a deck, and we're sore. Are you guys ready?
So we started with Simpson Strong Tie's Deck Planner software. It's a free program available to everyone on their website. You create a login and then start designing, and it's super easy to use. It has prompts for the shape, the size, if it's going to be freestanding or not, material you're going to use, the style of the railing, do you want stairs, etc., etc. Everything you can think of, it has it. And then once you have those variables in there, it'll generate a materials list for you, including wood, fasteners, connectors. It also generates a report or plans for your project, showing you how many footers you're going to need and where, descriptions of the fasteners, connectors, some building considerations, and tools required. You even could use this report to submit for any permits that might be needed in your area. If you want to get started designing your own deck, I'm going to leave a link for Simpson Strong Tie's Deck Planner software in the description below. Once the plans were set, we ordered materials and set a start date. Before I was able to get up there and help with the deck, our friend and my husband got the footers dug and poured. He lives in a very rocky terrain, so he had to rent an auger to help dig the holes. Then with all that out of the way, the wood was delivered, Oscar and I showed up, and the party got started. We started by drilling holes in the footers so that we could attach the brackets for the post. We made sure to blow out the excess concrete dust so we got a nice clean fit when attaching the brackets. We then added one by one the posts. We had everything string lined to make sure that we got the correct height. These were what the beam was going to be sitting on, so it was important to get this just right. Then while the boys attached the beams to the post, I started staining the deck boards. Since we aren't using treated lumber for this deck, we wanted to make sure that the underside was protected as much as possible as well. This next step is where the deck really comes to life, cutting and attaching the joists and blocking. We used some hurricane ties to attach the joists to the beam, and I got to use a palm nailer for the first time. Hopefully it won't be the last, because that's an awesome tool.
That's how you jump.
Oh, it's my first one!
Alright, do another one.
Meanwhile, we got everyone involved staining the deck boards, and then once the joists were finished, it was time for a celebration dance. The next day we started by attaching the rim joist. We made a fancy jig to help us make sure everything was lined up just right for this. Then it was time to attach the rail posts. Laying these out probably took longer than actually installing them. Kind of like most of the deck build, layout was the most time-consuming part. We installed these using some blocking and 8-inch timber screws. These things aren't going anywhere. Next up were the stairs. We bought stringers from the store and used the connectors the plans called for. And I might have had a little fun in the process filming some TikToks. Then the next day was all about decking. It was just my hubby and me, so the process took all day. Measure, cut, installed. We used our speed squares for the gapping between the boards, and we had a jig to help us with the warped boards. Some of them were definitely a 2-person job to get straight. And I think we used something like 2,000 screws. Then on the last day, it was all 3 of us and we divided and conquered. Our friend worked on finishing up the steps and the railing, and my husband and I added the railing and the spindles. And last but not least, stain. After about 4 long weekends, we were done, or at least my part was done. Our friend still had to touch up some paint and add some spindles to the stair railings. We ran out of wood that day, but we did it. He has an awesome new deck to enjoy with his family and friends. This was a big learning process for all of us. Mistakes were made, but in the end, and with the help of Simpson Strong-Tie's deck designer software, we built a deck. I hope you enjoyed this build, and if you did, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel for more building awesome adventures. Till next time, build loud, build wild, and have an awesome day.